Hollywood and the entertainment world have never lacked for shocking love stories. From famous movie stars like Brad Pitt, Kristen Stewart, Sandra Bullock, to political legends like Bill Clinton, or sports icons like David Beckham, all have been involved in scandals that have shocked public opinion. In today's video, we will review the 10 most famous love and marriage scandals, revealing personal secrets that have shocked the media and the public worldwide. David Beckham and Rebecca Luz, when the perfect symbol of world football stood in the eye of the storm. In 2004, the whole football world seemed to explode when the name David Beckham, the brightest star of the football world at that time, suddenly got involved in a love scandal that caused a stir in the global media. At that time, Beckham was playing for Real Madrid club, considered the golden face of the England team, a symbol of elegance, talent, and the perfect man. However, that image was seriously challenged when Rebecca Luz, Beckham's former personal assistant, revealed that she had a close relationship beyond limits with the English star during his time playing in Spain. After just one night, the story spread at a dizzying speed, occupying the pages of large and small newspapers from Europe to America. Newspapers continuously published analysis, stories, and even old images that were re-exploited. Paparazzi followed Beckham and Victoria everywhere, from airports, stadiums, to every moment of daily life. International media called this an off-field earthquake because no player at the peak of his fame had ever faced such enormous attention. Standing in the eye of the storm, David Beckham chose to remain silent, only briefly denying the rumors and affirming his love for his family. Meanwhile, Victoria Beckham, his equally famous wife, a former member of the Spice Girls, still appeared with him, holding hands at events, showing admirable calmness and steadfastness. Contrary to public opinion, they did not break up. On the contrary, the couple overcame the storm, together rebuilding their image, strengthening public trust by focusing on work, charity, and taking care of their family. The image of Beckham, a devoted husband and father, gradually returned in the eyes of fans. After the incident, David and Victoria not only kept their marriage but also became a symbol of family strength in a world full of scandals. Together, they expanded their influence beyond football, becoming one of the most powerful couples in the world. The 2004 scandal is considered one of the most sensational incidents in modern sports history, not only because of the name David Beckham, but because of the way he and Victoria faced it, not avoiding, not blaming, but choosing to unite and rise above all the noise. 2 decades later, when people mention this incident, most of the public no longer remembers the scandal, but remembers how Beckham and Victoria stood firm in the storm, a proof that sometimes the true strength of fame lies in how you overcome a crisis, not how you avoid it. Jesse James and Sandra Bullock, when Hollywood's happiness collapsed overnight. In 2010, Hollywood witnessed one of the most shocking marriage breakdowns of the decade between Sandra Bullock, America's most beloved actress, and Jesse James, the seemingly perfect husband in the eyes of the public. At that time, Sandra Bullock had just reached the peak of her career. She had just won the Oscar for Best Actress for The Blind Side, becoming a symbol of success, determination, and kindness. The public loved her not only for her talent, but also for her image as a strong, simple woman who always promoted family values. However, before the glory of victory had even subsided, a huge media storm broke out. A series of newspapers simultaneously reported that Jesse James, the man who was once considered Sandra's safe haven, was accused of having many relationships outside during their marriage. The story spread at a dizzying speed. The media surrounded them, paparazzi were present in front of their house. Every detail of their private life was exposed to the public. The image of a woman who had just stepped onto the podium of glory, now facing her own pain, made millions of fans feel heartbroken. While public opinion was boiling, Sandra Bullock chose to remain silent and withdraw from all events, focusing on taking care of her adopted child, Lewis, whom she had just taken care of. Shortly after, she officially filed for divorce, ending a tumultuous 5-year marriage. As for Jesse James, after the incident broke out, he publicly apologized to his ex-wife and admitted his mistake. However, that apology was not enough to save his public image. On the contrary, Sandra Bullock's calm, humane, and courageous actions during the crisis made her even more loved. The 2010 scandal was not only a cut in Sandra Bullock's personal life, but also one of the most repeated stories about the courage and self-respect of Hollywood women. Instead of falling apart, she chose to move on, focusing on her son and career, becoming a model of resilience after trauma. Now looking back, the public no longer mentions the affair as a pain, but as a turning point that helped Sandra Bullock become stronger than ever. Her story is proof that, even in the flashy world of Hollywood, calmness and self-respect are still the light that helps a person overcome any crisis. Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn, 1992, the love story that shocked Hollywood. In 1992, the entertainment world was shocked when veteran director Woody Allen, once considered a creative icon of American cinema, was discovered to be in a relationship with Soon-Yi Previn, the adopted daughter of Mia Farrow, his longtime girlfriend. The story began with a series of private photos published in the media, revealing the intimate relationship between Woody Allen and Soon-Yi. Immediately, public opinion exploded. The global press simultaneously reported the news. The public was divided into many opposing opinions. One side strongly criticized. The other side tried to explain that this was a personal love story that was outside the normal norms. Meanwhile, Mia Farrow, who had accompanied Woody Allen for more than a decade and had many adopted children together, was said to be extremely shocked when she heard the news. Their family became the focus of worldwide attention, with every statement and reaction analyzed in detail by the media. Although Woody Allen was initially heavily criticized, he still firmly defended his feelings, asserting that his relationship with Soon-Yi began when she was an adult, and that it was true love, not a mistake. As time passed, despite all the pressure and prejudice, Woody Allen and Soon-Yi Previn remained together, even getting married in 1997 and maintaining their relationship to this day. However, the 1992 scandal still left a deep mark on Woody Allen's career. Many film projects were postponed, producers were hesitant to cooperate, and the public has never completely forgotten that controversial story. Although he continued to create and win awards, Woody Allen's image as a geek genius has since been associated with one of the most unique and controversial love affairs in Hollywood history. This event was not only a personal scandal, but also became a symbol of the fragile boundary between art, morality, and private life, raising a question that, more than 3 decades later, Hollywood has still not been able to definitively answer. Can an artist completely separate their work from their personal life? Ned Fulmer and Alex Herring, 2022, the scandal that rocked the Try Guys. In 2022, the YouTube community was shocked when Ned Fulmer, a famous and beloved member of the Try Guys, was involved in an internal scandal that caused a stir among fans around the world. Leaked information said that Ned had a romantic and intimate relationship with Alex Herring, an employee of the group's production company, while he was still married and had a family. As soon as the incident was made public, social media exploded. From Twitter, TikTok to YouTube forums, fans were divided into many opinions. One side was disappointed and criticized Ned for betraying his family and teammates. The other side focused on the professional consequences he had to face. Posts, analysis videos, and memes spread quickly, making the story the center of global public opinion in just a few hours. The immediate consequences were inevitable. Ned Fulmer had to leave the Try Guys, and his image, personal reputation, and family life were severely affected. Longtime fans of the group expressed regret, while the remaining members had to face public pressure and protect the group's brand from the media crisis. This scandal is a clear demonstration that in the age of social media, a personal decision can spread globally in an instant, completely changing the career, reputation, and image of a celebrity. It is also a reminder that fame is not a treasure, and even the most beloved people on online platforms can face serious consequences when their private lives are exposed to the public. Ned Fulmer's story has become one of the most repeated scandals in YouTube history, demonstrating the power and unpredictable risks of social media for modern stars. Kristen Stewart, when Twilight's Bella became the center of a Hollywood storm. In 2012, Hollywood was almost shocked when one of the brightest faces of the young generation, Kristen Stewart, suddenly got caught up in a love scandal that caused her reputation to plummet overnight. At that time, Kristen was at the peak of her career. The resounding success of the Twilight series not only helped her become an A-list star, but also turned the love story between her and co-star Robert Pattinson into a sweet symbol in the hearts of fans. They were considered the golden couple of Hollywood, both beautiful on screen and romantic in real life. However, that perfect image was shattered when the media released a series of photos showing Kristen being close to director Rupert Sanders, who was married and directed the film Snow White and the Huntsman, in which she had just participated. In just a moment, the whole world seemed to explode. The news covered the newspapers, social networks were abuzz, and Kristen Stewart's name became the most searched keyword for many weeks. Every step she took was followed by paparazzi lenses. Every word, every action was dissected. From the image of a talented actress, Kristen became the center of criticism. Many fans felt disappointed, while the media kept digging deeper, making things noisier than ever. In the middle of the storm, Kristen Stewart officially apologized publicly, admitted her mistakes, and expressed her desire to reconcile with Robert Pattinson. She wrote a sincere letter to her lover, making many viewers feel the real regret and hurt behind the halo. However, this shock was too great, not only for their relationship, but also for her image in the public eye. Although Kristen continued to pursue her acting career, the 2012 incident left a deep mark on her artistic journey. Many years later, Kristen gradually regained her image thanks to independent roles, highly appreciated by critics. She once said in an interview that, "Mistakes are what helped me grow and understand myself better." Kristen Stewart's incident was not only one of the most prominent Hollywood scandals of the 2010s, but also a clear reminder of the terrible pressure that celebrities face. In a world where the spotlight is always on every step, just a small deviation is enough to cause everything to collapse. But for Kristen, after years of turmoil, she has proven that sometimes resilience and courage are what make a star truly shine. Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie. When Hollywood was shaken by the love triangle of the century in 2005, Hollywood was exploded when the news that Brad Pitt, the actor known as the sexiest man in the world, suddenly broke up with his wife, Jennifer Aniston, the famous star of the sitcom Friends, who has always been considered a symbol of grace, humor, and perfection in the eyes of the public. What made the incident become a global earthquake was the name of Angelina Jolie, the charming, mysterious, and strong actress, who co-starred with Brad in the action movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The movie is about two secret assassins who fall in love, and ironically, fake love turns real when rumors about their relationship spread all over the newspapers, making fans stunned. From that moment, Hollywood was clearly divided into two factions. One side was heartbroken and defended Jennifer Aniston, the woman hurt by her broken marriage. The other side was captivated by the explosive combination of Brad and Angelina, the couple dubbed Brangelina by the media. For months, the press published non-stop paparazzi photos, trips, intimate glances, behind-the-scenes rumors. The lives of these three stars were almost put under the microscope of the world media. Brad and Angelina then came together publicly, appeared on the red carpet together, participated in humanitarian activities, adopted children, and built the image of a perfect Hollywood-style family. As for Jennifer Aniston, although she kept silent most of the time, she was always loved by the audience and seen as the most sympathetic victim in this famous love triangle story. However, as the years passed, the Brad-Angelina love affair could not avoid cracks. After more than a decade together, they broke up in 2016, ending a journey full of passion, glory, and also tears. The 2005 scandal not only changed the image of the three stars, but also became one of the most shocking events in modern Hollywood history, where fame, love, and the spotlight blended together, creating a story that was both romantic and bitter. making the entertainment world never forget. Adam Levine and Sumner Stroh. When social media makes secrets no longer secrets. In 2022, the global entertainment industry was shaken by a sudden scandal involving Adam Levine, the lead singer of the group Maroon 5, who was once considered a symbol of charm and the dream man of millions of female fans. The person who made Adam Levine's name cover all the newspapers was none other than Sumner Stroh, a young model famous on Instagram, possessing a hot appearance and a huge number of followers. In a video posted on social media, Sumner Stroh revealed that she had a nearly year-long relationship with Adam Levine when the male singer was still a married man. Notably, she also shared private messages believed to be from Adam, in which he showed interest, intimacy, and even intended to name his unborn child after her. The news spread like wildfire, causing social media to explode. From TikTok to Twitter, millions of comments, analysis videos, memes, and related articles appeared in just a few hours. Adam Levine's image as a model husband and scandal-free star almost collapsed in the blink of an eye. In the face of fierce criticism, Adam Levine quickly spoke up. He denied having a physical relationship, but admitted that he had crossed the line by chatting intimately and inappropriately with women other than his wife, Behati Prinsloo, Victoria's Secret supermodel and mother of his two children. Public reaction was divided into two camps. One side said that even if there was no actual adultery, texting with ambiguous intentions was an emotional betrayal. The other side said that this was just a personal mistake exaggerated by the power of social media. Amid the media storm, Behati Prinsloo still chose to remain silent and appeared with her husband in subsequent events, making the public curious about the true status of this relationship. Meanwhile, Adam Levine continued to participate in shows with Maroon 5, seemingly trying to prove that his career would not collapse because of the storm in his personal life. The case of Adam Levine and Sumner Stroh became a typical lesson about the social media era, where any secret, no matter how small, can become a global topic in just a few hours. It also raised big questions about the boundaries of celebrity marriage and how the public perceives private mistakes when exposed to millions of eyes. Although the scandal has since died down, the 2022 incident remains one of the most talked about scandals in the international music scene. Proof that, in a world where every moment can be recorded, honesty and discretion are more valuable than fame. Ben Affleck and Christine Uzunian, 2015, marriage crisis in Hollywood's halo. In 2015, Hollywood was once again shaken when Ben Affleck, the Oscar-winning star and symbol of a successful man, was involved in a love scandal that caught the attention of the whole world. Press sources revealed that Ben Affleck had an intimate relationship with Christine Uzunian, the young nanny hired to take care of his three children with Jennifer Garner. At first, the rumors stopped at behind-the-scenes rumors, but then intimate images between Affleck and Christine quickly spread online, making the public begin to believe that there was something more than just a simple working relationship. The media immediately surrounded them. Paparazzi followed Ben Affleck's every move, and the name Christine Uzunian became the most searched keyword throughout the summer of that year. In the face of a wave of rumors, Ben Affleck firmly denied all allegations, asserting that he had no romantic relationship with the nanny. However, the storm of public opinion did not stop there. His image, from an exemplary man, a devoted father, was suddenly placed under the spotlight of suspicion, scrutiny, and criticism. And then, just a few months after the scandal broke out, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner announced their divorce, officially ending a marriage that lasted more than a decade and was once considered one of the most beautiful symbols of Hollywood. Although both affirmed that the decision to separate had nothing to do with the rumors, the public still believed that the incident with Christine Uzunian was the last straw. During that time, Jennifer Garner was praised for her calm and courageous behavior. She focused on her children, kept silent in front of the media, and always showed respect for her ex-husband. As for Ben Affleck, after a long time facing public opinion, he gradually restored his career by directing and returning with many big roles, But the mark from the 2015 scandal still remains an indelible mark on his public image. The story between Ben Affleck and Christine Uzunian is a typical example of the price of fame, where every private action can be exaggerated, and a rumor, whether true or false, is enough to shake a life. It also reminds that, in the glamorous world of Hollywood, truth and rumor are sometimes just a photo, a headline away, and a moment of losing faith can change everything. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, when the White House became the eye of the century storm. In 1998, the whole world held its breath when Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, was suddenly caught up in a scandal that shook history. Not only was it a political shock, this story also became a symbol of the power of the media and the dark side of power, making the White House, a place that symbolizes solemnity and prestige, the center of millions of eyes. The other character in the incident was Monica Lewinsky, a young intern working at the White House. When news of her relationship with the president spread, America exploded. Newspapers, television, and commentary programs were flooded with information, analyzing every detail and every testimony, causing the story to quickly go beyond the borders of the United States and become a hot topic globally. The incident did not stop at rumors. It soon escalated into a formal investigation, with a series of testimony, evidence, and harsh interrogations. Bill Clinton then faced serious charges such as perjury and obstruction of justice, leading to a historic impeachment trial in the U.S. Congress, one of the most dramatic moments in U.S. politics in the late 20th century. The image of the most powerful man in the world was placed in the eye of a storm, where every statement and action was analyzed and scrutinized down to every detail. Public opinion was deeply divided. Some criticized, some sympathized, but no one could deny the huge impact this event had on public confidence and the image of America's leading politician. In the end, Bill Clinton still retained the presidency after overcoming the impeachment trial, but his reputation and career were no longer intact. The story became one of the most iconic cases of the century, recalled for decades as a clear demonstration that, no matter how powerful a person is, they can still succumb to personal mistakes and public pressure. The Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky scandal is not only a milestone in American history, but also a lesson in fame, power, and the consequences of letting private life get out of control. A memorable chapter in modern political history, where the media spotlight can turn the White House into a stage for real tragedies. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. When the romantic actor collapsed in the spotlight of fame. In the mid-1990s, Hugh Grant was one of the brightest names in British and Hollywood cinema. With his charming smile, romantic demeanor, and memorable role in Four Weddings and a Funeral, he was considered the symbol of the dream man of millions of audiences around the world. Next to him was Elizabeth Hurley, a beautiful, sexy, and charismatic actress, one of the most notable women on the red carpet at that time. The couple was considered the prince and princess of the British entertainment industry, always appearing radiantly at events, attracting the lenses of every paparazzi. However, in 1995, an unexpected incident caused that perfect image to collapse overnight. Hugh Grant was detained by Los Angeles police for indecent behavior in public, along with a woman the press called a mysterious stranger. The news exploded like a media bomb. Major newspapers, TV shows, and paparazzi immediately flocked to Los Angeles, chasing every detail of the incident. Within hours, Hugh Grant's name was all over newspapers around the world. The public was shocked, fans were disappointed, and the media was constantly dissecting the image of the elegant British actor, now involved in an incident that stirred up Hollywood. What attracted more public attention was Elizabeth Hurley's reaction. Instead of criticizing or leaving, she chose to stay by his side, publicly expressing her sympathy and wishing Grant could overcome the crisis. The image of Elizabeth in the legendary blue dress at Hugh's movie premiere, just days after the scandal, became one of the most memorable moments of the 1990s, both powerful and full of forgiveness. After that incident, Hugh Grant publicly apologized to fans on a live TV show, one of the most sincere apologies ever seen from a Hollywood star. He admitted his mistakes, did not justify them, and gradually regained the public's trust thanks to his honesty and efforts in his work later. However, the cracks in Hugh and Elizabeth's relationship gradually became irreparable. After many years together, they officially broke up in 2000, ending one of Hollywood's most beautiful but stormy love stories. Today, when recalling the 1995 incident, many people see it as a major turning point in Hugh Grant's career. From a romantic actor with a perfect image, he became a man who had stumbled, stood up, and reshaped himself. As for Elizabeth Hurley, she is still praised as one of the strongest and most calm women in Hollywood, a symbol of pride even in the midst of a media storm. The scandals of stars from Hollywood to social media show an undeniable reality. No matter how famous, powerful, or rich, no one can avoid the consequences of their private lives and personal decisions. From scandalous love affairs, broken marriages, to political scandals or storms on social media, each story leaves a profound lesson about honesty, boundaries in relationships, and enormous pressure from public opinion. It is these controversial moments that shape the way the public views stars, both curious and cautious. At the same time, these stories remind us that fame is not only about the halo and influence, but also brings with it challenges, pressures, and responsibilities that anyone in the public eye must face. And perhaps it is these challenges, along with how each person overcomes them, that create the attraction and lessons that the whole world cannot take their eyes off.